As a kid, one of my favorite ways to cool off in the heat of the summer was to go swimming. I remember after I had learned how to swim, I wanted to try and jump off the diving board for the first time. I had watched plenty of other kids and my older brother do it, so I was ready for it to be my turn to give it a try. So I got in line, and as I did, I could feel my heart beating faster and faster the shorter the line got, and the closer it came to being my turn. As I climbed up the stairs to take my first leap off the diving board, the world went quiet, and my brain began to tell me that it would be a good idea to turn around and to just try again later. I stood about halfway down the board before I decided to get down and try again later. While I eventually got to the point where I was able to jump off the diving board, my fears and doubts deterred me many times before I was able to do it. Hi, I'm Justus, your spiritual fitness coach, and today I want to talk about this exact idea. It's very common to struggle with being spiritually lazy. I know I battle with this. And as I wrestle with this, I realize that one of the main reasons for spiritual laziness is doubts and fears. It's not that we don't want to grow to become more like Jesus. It's that we're fearful of what will happen when we put ourselves out there. We read about this idea in 1 Timothy 4, verses 14 through 16. The first two verses say, "Do not neglect the spiritual gift you received through the prophecy spoken over you when the elders of the church laid their hands on you. Give your complete attention to these matters. Throw yourself into your tasks so that everyone will see your progress." So often, the first step to overcoming our spiritual laziness is to remember that the Holy Spirit Himself is living in us, and through His power, we are able to do more than we could ever imagine. Though by ourselves, we fear that we won't be able to love people the way Jesus does and to serve people the way Jesus did, we don't have to do it on our own. Secondly, we have to take the first step and use our gifts the way God intended for us to use them. What does this look like? Let's look at verse 16. "Keep a close watch on how you live and on your teaching. Stay true to what is right for the sake of your own salvation and the salvation of those who hear you." I need to be constantly reminded of the principle at the end of this verse. My life is not just about me and my own salvation, but what I do every day, the way I use or neglect to use my gifts, affects others around me. I'm not using my gifts to please others. I'm using my gifts to serve others. God can work through our gifts to share His saving grace and salvation with everyone we come in contact with. So here's your challenge. You might feel like you're walking up to the edge of the diving board, not sure what will happen next, fearful of failure. You're not alone in this feeling. I encourage you to examine your life, remember your gifts, and remember the God who gave them to you. Where in your life are you particularly gifted, and how can you use those gifts to serve others? Maybe it's through cooking a meal for someone who needs one, or perhaps it's through reaching out and encouraging someone. Maybe it's working with a neighbor or a friend to fix their fence. Or it might be listening to someone who's going through a tough season right now. Whatever it is, don't forget your gift. Lean into your gifts and use them as opportunities for Jesus to shine His love and grace through you as you go and win today.